Hey everybody, it's Scott Hollingsworth, and I want to welcome you to our first episode of the Home Warranty of America Hangout. As always, I'm joined by Molly Stewart from Home Warranty of America, and we've got a great guest here today that's going to share some of his strategies on how he's working with Home Warranty of America and having a lot of success. So, Molly, why don't you start off by introducing everybody to our guest and going over a little bit more detail about what we're going to cover today?
Sure. Thanks everyone for joining the Google Hangout. Appreciate your time. We've got myself, National Account Manager for Home Warranty of America. We have Scott Hollingsworth with Viral Marketing, and the #1 agent in Rochester, Minnesota, Andy Mulholland. And Andy Mulholland has a phenomenal team, the Handy Andy Real Estate team. They do a wonderful strategic marketing to get you top dollar for your home, as well as attract hundreds of buyers. And love working with Andy. He does a wonderful job talking with his clients on the value of his vendors, and I love the conversation that he has, and you all are going to get to hear that today.
So, Andy, why don't you give us a little bit of background about yourself and tell us what you do and about your team?
Yeah, you bet. So, as Molly said, we're in Rochester, Minnesota, which is south of the Twin Cities metro area. We're home to the Mayo Clinic here. So, population of about 100,000 people. So, fairly small community in comparison to some others. But with the Mayo Clinic, a lot of transient community here. A lot of people coming and going, which obviously helps. So I was licensed in October 2009. So that's when I first got into business. And I've been working with HWA. I mean, at least a year now. I think it's been, maybe it's been even a little bit longer now. But for quite a while, we've gotten a good rhythm, with how we work with the warranties with both our seller clients and our buyer clients. My team size, we have 10 people on our team, and we have 5 buyers agents, and then I'm the listing agent, and then we have some admin folks as well. Last year, 2015, we did 248 transactions for just over $50 million in volume here in Rochester. And this year, our goal is, quite a bit higher than that. We're adding some people and really kind of focusing a lot on training and scripting and some of those things as well. So that's a little bit about it.
Good. All right, so before we jump into the content here, I do want to tell anybody that is watching the Hangout that this is a live interactive Hangout. We do have a Q&A app available. Go ahead and submit your questions through the Q&A app, and we'll make sure that those get answered on air. All right, and Molly, if you want to go ahead now and kind of kick us off and get the discussion going, I will watch the Q&A app and let you know if those come in.
Sure. So again, one of the services that Andy does so well is when his sellers are talking with him and saying, yes, I want you to sell my home, he just has a phenomenal conversation that he has with them regarding the value of the home warranty and why the home warranty. And I'll turn that over to Andy and let him talk further about that.
Yeah, you bet. So, obviously working with sellers and buyers both, we leverage the warranty to, first of all, provide value to the client, and that value that we provide differentiates us, and therefore, we're able to, that differentiation allows us to be able to create more business, and really, leverage that. So, with our sellers, we, on every listing that we take, we advertise the home as having a home warranty included. This home almost becomes, in a sense, a certified listing. We do quite a bit of the pre-inspections as well. So we tell sellers it's like when you go to the car lot and you buy a certified car, you're going to pay more for that car, and we obviously want to get top dollar for your home. So if we pre-inspect it and put a little investment on the front end, and then offer this home warranty, you're going to see a higher net sales price in the end, in most cases. So that's really about all you have to say, and most people get it. If you do need to go into deeper conversation, or if they ask questions about that, some of the things that we focus on with them is, imagine yourself as a buyer, and in this market, at least here in Rochester, there's not a lot of inventory. And so people are considering new construction. Well, guess what new construction comes with? A warranty for a year, and that's peace of mind to that buyer. And so how do you compete with that? Well, we have a tool that allow you to do that. Oh, and by the way, if we do get to the time of offer and the buyer decides that they don't see any value in that warranty, that doesn't have to be included in the purchase at that point, and you don't have to pay for it. So, by the way, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, it protects you while you're on the market. And for a small amount more, we can actually protect your HVAC, and we've had several sellers that have taken advantage of that because, of course, as soon as you hit the market, something goes wrong with your home. Well, this warranty is going to take care of it for you. So if your hot water heater goes out, don't call the repair person and pay for them to do it. Just call the warranty company that we're going to provide for you, because they'll most likely take care of it. For me personally and our team, it's a way to differentiate ourselves from other agents. They're meeting with several agents most likely, and your ability to differentiate yourself, is key. And this is just one of the several tools that we use to do that. So that's how we work with sellers.
And are you finding, Andy, that most of your sellers are saying yes to paying for the home warranty for the buyer coming in?
Yeah, we have never had one that has said no. Because again, we tell them, look, you're not having to pay for it up front. If your home doesn't sell, you're not paying anything. You might as well offer it as being protected. And again, if that buyer comes in and says, you know what, I don't need it, then you don't have to pay for it. So that's not an issue at all. But the studies have shown that these homes that are pre-inspected, but more importantly, that included a warranty for these buyers are gonna sell for more. Just put yourself in that buyer's shoes. You go into a home that maybe doesn't have a brand new furnace, maybe doesn't have a brand new stove or refrigerator. You're able to walk in. That buyer's able to walk in the home and still have peace of mind that at least for the first year they're covered. And of course, in our market, a lot of buyers are first-time buyers, and it's a scary thing for them. And to have that peace of mind is worth a lot to them. Plus, that first year for a lot of people, there's a lot of expenses with selling. So, I mean, if their furnace went out, it could literally, unfortunately, it could put them, in a foreclosure situation or being late on their payment because they can't afford, a $2,000 or $3,000 or $5,000 furnace at that point. So that's why, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, the buyer sees huge value in this, and that's why you need to put it on your listing. So that's how we kind of go through that.
And then are you putting that right up front on their contract? HWA, the price, the plan?
Yeah, so it's part of our listing agreement, and we have a listing addendum that goes into several things that we do maybe differently from our standard state, listing agreement, and it talks about that we are listing their home with a warranty and the cost if they were to, include that in the purchase. But again, once you tell a seller that you're going to compete with new construction, you're most likely going to be able to leverage a higher sales price. It's all negotiable, so you don't have to pay for it if the buyer decides they don't want it, and it really differentiates you from all the other homes on the market, and you can compete with new construction. I mean, we mentioned just one or two of those things, and we've never had anybody even question it. So
that's phenomenal. Yeah, you have a wonderful conversion rate.
So Andy, I've got a question for you. You mentioned that adding the warranty on the front end can help you get more for the house. Do you have any statistics about how close to the listing price you're getting on houses that have the warranty on the front end versus houses that don't?
So I'm sure there are statistics out there. And I feel like I've seen some before too. I've seen the thing that we tell sellers anyway is, think of these certified used cars. That's the first proof of this certified thing actually works. You pay more for a certified used car, just as the facts. But the other part of this is we show them our statistics versus the MLS. And we say, look, most agents don't list their home with a warranty. We do, and we sell in about half the time and for about 2.8% higher than the average agent in our market. And they say, well, why? You say, well, because it's this, and this, and one of those is the warranty. And so it's the package, it's the plan, but a big part of that is the fact that we're able to provide a warranty, to this buyer. And really, you're not providing a warranty, you're providing peace of mind. And so that is what you're paying for. why would you not want to give your buyer as much peace of mind as you could? So those are more of the statistic we use is our statistics, so they trust in our process, which
Right.
includes warranty. Yep. And
Okay.
Molly had some like actual warranty statistics.
Yeah, Molly, do you have any statistics to add to that?
I can throw that in. I don't have it in front of me, but we do have flyers that say that it does help sell that home faster and help you get that higher top dollar for what you're looking for, because that buyer is coming in with peace of mind of having that warranty in place. Just like when you buy your car, that next stop is he's going to talk about the warranty, gold, platinum, or silver, and you're getting that warranty. It's that great peace of mind.
Okay, so if you do have something that maybe has some of those statistics on there, if you can get that over to me after the Hangout, we can post that out on the Hangout page so that everybody can take a look at that. And Andy, really what I'm getting from this is it seems pretty straightforward, and I don't know why most sellers wouldn't want to have this in the listing. What holdups are you hearing from some of the sellers that you're talking to?
Honestly, we just don't get them. So I couldn't tell you that there are any. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's because we believe that it provides value and we can use it as a negotiating tool. It's just no seller that we talk to argues that. I mean, it's just right. It's in plain sight. I mean, why would you not want that to use to your advantage, especially because it's roughly $500? I mean, why would you not? That's a cheap amount of money in this whole scheme of things to be able to provide such peace of mind to a buyer. So we just don't get the any kind of roadblocks.
Great.
But it's a mindset thing. You got to be in the mindset that it's of huge value, and if you do that, you can't hesitate to say, if you want to add this on here, you could. It might help you. No, you got to go in and say, look, this is our process, and it's proven to work. By the way, here's our statistics, and it includes a home warranty, and here's the value, and here's why. And if you do it that way, but you got to be committed. You got to get over that any fear or concern, and disbelief. So.
Great.
Do we want to talk about buyers at all? Because we do leverage it with all of our buyer clients also.
Yeah, I was actually just getting ready to say I would love to get into how it's working for the buyers. So.
Yeah. So we do what's called, like a lot of agents, what we call our Buyer Advantage program, and there's several bonuses in there. We do a thing where if they're not happy with the home, up to 18 months after they buy it, we'll sell it without a listing agent commission. We do just some other things. Well, part of that is that every buyer we work with as part of our Advantage program gets a home warranty. It's going to cover them for the first year, in fact 13 months with HWA, and they're just not going to have to worry about things like the washer and dryer or just a whole number of different things. And we, basically the way we tell them is that we are either going to be able to negotiate that warranty in for you, which we can do 99% of the time, or we're going to pay for it. But we believe in you having it that much that either we're going to negotiate it or we're going to pay for it for you. And what a great way to differentiate yourself again from all the other agents. Think about buyers. They may talk to 10 agents, 10 different listing agents, and all these homes they're calling on or going to open houses. You're the first one to sit them down, show them a process, and by the way, offer a warranty that covers them for the first 13 months. A lot of times they say, well, what is that really going to cost me? We say nothing. We're going to negotiate it for you, and if not, we'll pay for it. So, again, there's no reason they wouldn't want that. So.
Yeah, so since you've started negotiating that into the contract or just paying for it, how has your conversion rate changed?
We've been doing it for a long time. I guess, I can't give you a solid number. I don't know. But it is a tool that my buyer's agents really leverage and love because, we're at an 89% conversion ratio. We're at 89% from the people that we meet with that we actually sign, an agreement with, and so to work with us on the buy side. And so at 90%, I mean, if we meet with people, we're signing them up for the most part. The 10% that we don't, typically it's because they find out they can't get financed. We realize they're looking for a home in an area that we're really not experts in, whatever the case might be. I just don't know how that's compared to when we weren't doing it. I can't tell you for sure.
All right, and this may be something else that you don't quite know the number on, but do you know if your repeat and referral business has gone up since you've started offering this as an add-on for your buyers?
Yeah, again, I don't know for sure. Our referral business is about 65% of our business. So, I mean, it's a huge chunk. Whether it's connected to the warranty directly or not, I can't imagine it isn't part of it because, holy cow, my agent provided all this value. You need to go talk to him, friend or neighbor. And so I can't imagine that's not going on. And the warranty is definitely a piece of the overall puzzle that, creates that value for these people. So,
Right.
yeah.
Molly, any questions that you had over this topic or anything that you wanted to add?
No, I mean, just was thinking about when Andy was talking about the buyer's agents. I deal in claims, and those buyers are moving in, and I want to say within the first 30 to 60, 90 days is when those calls are coming in. For whatever reason, things are breaking down, and they've got that home warranty. They have HWA to call into to help them take care of their issues. So that's great, Andy. Love that you're talking to both, and that they're seeing that value.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, and we've had it happen. We've had several buyers who, one very recently where washer and dryer, shot. The minute they come in there, there's some terrible bearing noise or something, and it was not a pre-existing condition. Nobody knew about it a few weeks after they move in. And for them, there's real value in the fact that they have this warranty and they got a washer and dryer out of it. So, yeah, it really is a huge value to them, and that's first and foremost.
Great.
So, Andy, share with us for some of the other agents that might be watching why you recommend other agents doing this.
Well, again, I mean, it's all about differentiation. In any kind of business, what do you do different than somebody else? Why was somebody going to want to work with you over someone else? And at the end of the day, in this case, not only are you providing huge value, but you're differentiating yourself while doing it. I don't know why you wouldn't. I just don't know why you wouldn't do it. What an awesome tool. I mean, you as the agent aren't paying for it, and it's creating value for your client. I don't know why you wouldn't, in my opinion, anyway.
And with on the seller side specifically, you are putting in there that you're going to negotiate that warranty in, or you're going to pay for it yourself. Is that something that you market up front before your team even has a meeting with a potential buyer?
We haven't too much, I guess. On the buy side, we do, when they're on the phone, I'm sure that they're pointing out some of these advantages that we have if they're having somebody that they're having a hard time setting an appointment with. But usually it's gone over we do all in-office consultations before we're out showing a bunch of homes, so we have the opportunity to sit them down and go through our process, and that's when this comes up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't use it at all as maybe a way to produce more leads, something that you're going to put out there in front of the people to get someone interested in working with your team. It's more of on the back end after they come in explaining why they should do business with you and that you're giving them all of this added value.
Correct. I mean, for us, it's not a lead generation tool yet, although there's no reason it couldn't be, and we could probably leverage that more than we are. It's more of a conversion tool to actually convert them to signing on to becoming a client, and that's when it's used to our advantage versus lead generation. But it sure could be.
And Molly, do you have anything to add to that? Do you know of any agents that may be working with Home Warranty of America that are using it as a lead generation tool?
Yeah, they are. They definitely are.
And do you know what type of results those agents are seeing, or what they're even doing?
Yeah, they're seeing positive results, and I can probably share more with that too with you later.
Great. So is it through like Facebook that they're getting this message out that they offer the warranties, or how are they marketing that?
So, I mean, a lot of them, they've got it in their offices, and they promote it on their MLS as well too, with that listing saying this home is covered by Home Warranty of America. That's key for a lot of realtors because those buyers like to see that home's being maintained, it's being covered, and they've got a list of their vendors that they're giving to other buyers and sellers as well too, and their services that they have to offer.
Great. And Andy, Molly, anything else that you want to go over that we haven't touched on yet?
The only thing that I could imagine somebody asking a question about would be because this was a question when I first started doing is, man, I wonder how many warranties we're going to have to pay for on the buy side because we are guaranteeing we're going to pay for it. But at the end of the day, you write it into the purchase agreement that the seller is going to contribute. And in Minnesota, right in the standard Minnesota purchase agreement, it says, that there's a section for warranty, and either the buyer or seller are going to cover it. There either is or is not a warranty being included. And so we always check, is provided by seller HWA up to $550. And that is included in the purchase. And really, at the end of the day, the seller just looks at their net offer, and if they're happy with it, they don't care if the warranty's in there or not. Good for the buyer, And so it's very rare that we ever have to pay for one, but yet all of our clients get one, and they think we're heroes because we've negotiated it in there. We've found ways to be able to negotiate that, and sometimes you'll get an agent on the other side, the listing agent, who says, no, the seller's not doing no warranty, that's not the way it works. We say, well, okay, so you'll take $200,000 for the home. You're countering back saying you'll take $200 with no warranty, so you'll take $200,500 with a $500 home warranty then, right? Well, okay, yeah, I suppose. Now they just get it. They get that it's about the net, not about whether there's a warranty or not. It's just like closing costs. It's the net to the seller. And so then it's negotiable, and it's super simple and easy, and it's in the purchase agreement.
And Andy, what about the listing agents that are saying the homes are selling so quickly? Why even offer it? Why even have the seller pay for it when it's a seller's market?
Yeah, again, it comes down to the net. So when we make that offer with the buyer, we have to educate them on saying, look, this is a multiple offer situation. If you want this home, you're probably going to have to offer over the asking price. And we break it down and say they'll look at the warranty, they'll look at your closing costs. Here's the net to them. Okay? If at that point the buyer really says, you know what, I don't want the warranty's not that important to me, I just want the house, then that's fine. That's when we typically pay for it anyway, and those are the few occasions where we actually have had to pay for it. But it hasn't happened, just hasn't happened too often. Most sellers, and maybe it's because we have been doing it long enough in our market that the agents are just kind of used to it, and so we don't get much kickback from the agents. And now I'm actually seeing more and more agents starting to do it, with their buyers as well, as far as asking for warranties more commonly. When I first got in the business, it almost never happened, where we're definitely seeing a little bit more of it now.
So you said that last year you did around 250 deals. How many of those were on the buyer side?
Just under half. Yeah.
Okay. So around 125 deals we're looking at. How many do you think you paid for last year?
Maybe 4, maybe 5 at the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's really no harm to you, and like you said, it would almost be pointless for somebody not to offer that.
I think so, again, but I believe in the differentiating factor, and I believe in the value to the client. If you don't believe in that, then, gosh, to pay for 4 or 5 warranties for somebody throughout the year, that sounds expensive. Well, it just isn't, because it's such a great tool if you use it correctly. So.
Yeah, if you don't care about the client, you're probably in the wrong business, right?
Right.
Exactly. Yep.
So we don't have any questions from the audience. I want to real quick again let everybody know that there is a Q&A app. We've got about 5-6 minutes left. If you have any questions, go ahead and submit those. And Andy, how would someone be able to reach out to you if maybe they had any questions for you after the hangout?
Yeah, you bet. So our website is handyandyrealtor.com, and there's a button on there where you can contact us. That'll come to me. Or you can always call me at my office. I'm happy to give my number out here too. You can ask Molly, and she'd be happy to get you my information if you need it. So.
Yeah.
Great. And Molly, how could someone reach out to you if they had any questions for you about this?
They can call me directly at 847-943-7117 and call me anytime, and I'll answer.
All right, and we do have a question that just came in, and someone would like to know, this is for Molly specifically, what was the pre-inspection that Andy is talking about?
So I can answer that too. I don't know if Molly knows.
Okay, go ahead, Andy.
I mean, yeah, it's basically just a pre-inspection. We're just hiring an inspector to inspect the home before it ever hits the market. And that's a whole side thing, but that's a whole nother differentiating tool that you can use, to differentiate yourself and, again, provide huge value to the buyer. And then when you pair that with a home warranty, holy cow, now you have this certified home that, is just, nobody can compete with that. Nobody else on the block that's selling can compete with the fact that you've been pre-inspected and it comes with a home warranty. It builds confidence in the buyer, which is what you want.
Yeah, and just to add to that, what's nice about that is for the seller that has the home warranty on there, that buyer coming in, there's going to be history on the home if a claim's been called in, and they're not starting from scratch. So we've got the history on the home, and it's starting from day one of closing for that buyer. So that whole history follows all the way through right to the buyer on day of closing.
All right, great. And another question, let's see. Is there something that you provide that's not done by Home Warranty of America, Andy?
No, I mean, in the past we have paid for the pre-inspection as part of our service. When we do those pre-inspections, we've shifted that to, asking the seller to cover the cost of that and highly recommending it. But other than that, no. I mean, nothing we're paying for. Out of all the transactions we've done, and probably 90 to 95% of them have had a warranty on the transaction, whether it's seller or buyer side. There's been a warranty in the deal, and so it's it just I guess I lost my train of thought. What the point was with that, but basically, we've only paid for 4 or 5 of them out of all of those. So that really has been the only cost, that we've had to take care of in the whole process, I guess.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if there's anything else that you would want to cover, let me know. If not, then I think we're good, and we got to everything that we had lined out to talk about today.
Awesome. Right. Thank you.
Good, Molly? All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us on the Hangout. We covered a lot of great information. This will be available as a replay afterwards for anybody that missed it. And we will have another one next month, so be sure to join us for our next episode of the Home Warranty Hangout. Thanks.
Thank you all.